this is George Lynch, and I'm sitting here in beautiful Henson Studios in Hollywood, California, in arguably the best room in LA for heavy rock guitar, the D room. It's historic, a lot of great albums been done in here, and wonderful to be here. I'm working with Two Notes right now, and we are checking out some of my old vintage cabinets for the Artist Series. We're going to be going through those and defining what they are and how they're built and any little history behind them and what makes them what they are, because they all have their little idiosyncrasies. Ever since I was a kid and I had my first Japanese guitar and, you know, K amplifier, I think it was, I've been tweaking on my gear, trying to improve it. And back in the early days, actually, one time I took a 1960 Les Paul Special and used furniture stripper on it and rolled black paint over it. So I did my own fret job with a metal file with a neck in my dad's vise in my garage. So I did a lot of terrible things, but out of that I learned how to tweak on gear a little bit and the difference that making changes like switching pickups or speakers or cabinets being built differently and so forth can affect your tone. And I've been on that quest my whole life, really, since, you know, very early preteens in some form or another, have been chasing that tone dragon. I'm very much dependent on my tone. I'm not really a theory player or school player in any sense of the word. I just kind of play off the, you know, from the seat of my pants, you know, and I'm very dependent on having the tone be what I hear in my head. So if it's not there, I find that I'm not really being able to express what I'm trying to express or what I hear in my head. And if conversely, if the tone is really great, it can actually be very inspirational. What I found is cabinets all tend to have their own unique voice and character. And some of the older vintage cabinets that I've used can even have a note to them. I like to think of it as a vowel, you know, the very sort of, they got a lot of character and really gonna limit, but also enhance your sound potentially. Where newer cabinets to me tend to just, they're there, but they're not adding or taking away much. So I like to play with the older cabinets and get some of the advantages of having that specific kind of unique tonal footprint or character that lends itself to you having a more unique sound rather than a generic sound. I think that's what a cabinet, and maybe more importantly, the speakers themselves can lend to your overall recipe, you know, tonal nirvana. I mean, the thing is, the problem now with speakers is there are so many options. Speakers are not easy to change out and swap out in real time in the real world. A physical speaker, you have to take the back off. You got, you know, 30 screws, and then you take it out and you have to have your soldering gun, and then you wire in the new speakers, and then you put it all back together. And do you even remember what the cabinet sounded like before you put the new speakers in? So then maybe you have to record that, and you have to use the same guitar and play the same chords and same mics. And yeah, it can be a pain in the butt and almost an impossible task. So one of the things that interests me with a thing like the Captor is that I would have the ability to go in and do that without all that pain and suffering in real time and A/B instantaneously almost. That's a wonderful tool to have.